Hello guys, my name's John, I'm Geeky Fanboy, and welcome to part 2 of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Revisiting this 3 years later, so I didn't take a break, so I'm continuing to read this right after finishing part 1, so let's go. Act 3, Scene 2, Hogwarts Grounds. And I just want to make clear at this moment that I'm also interested, and that isn't a rumor, that's a FACT fact. That's great, but what are we talking about? The Blood Bowl, of course. Are you kidding me? It's called Blood Bowl. This is so stupid. Like, even fanfiction writers couldn't come up with this. It's just, oh dear lord. You, Polly Chapman, want me to take you to a ball? That's the sound of screaming behind them. What is that screaming? Not blood, of course, in the dungeons. Your idea, wasn't it? What's going on with you? Oh, Potter, I've got blood on my shoes again. She bends and carefully cleans the blood off her shoes. Like the augury insists, the future is ours to make, so here I am, making a future. With you. Voldemort and Valor. You know, this is just where it becomes full on. I don't even want to say fanfiction because fanfiction is so much better than this. Well, this is where it becomes absolutely ludicrous. Act 3, Scene 5. Hogwarts, Potions Classroom. Scorpius runs. Oh god, no. Oh, Snape, right. He was in this. Scorpius runs into the potions classroom, slamming back the door. Severus Snape looks up at him. Oh, God. Of course, we also have Severus Snape in this, because how could you not? Did no one teach you to knock, boy? Scorpius looks up at Snape, slightly breathless, slightly unsure, slightly exultant. Severus Snape, this is an honor. Professor Snape will do fine. Harry Potter won that Triwizard Tournament. He wasn't supposed to do it alone. Cedric was supposed to win with him, but we humiliated him out of the tournament. As a result of that humiliation, became a Death Eater. Yeah, that makes absolute sense that Cedric Diggory, the best, the most proud Hufflepuff ever, would become a Death Eater because of humiliation in a tournament. Yeah, sounds realistic. You loved his mother. I don't remember everything. I know you loved his mother. Harry's mother. Lily. I know you spent years undercover. I know without you the war would never have been won. How would I know this if I hadn't seen the other world? He said you were the bravest man he'd ever met. He knew he knew your secret, what you did for Dumbledore, and he admired you for it greatly. That's why he named his son my best friend after you both. Albus Severus Potter. Snape stopped. He's deeply moved. Well, come on then. Just a question, but where exactly are we going? We've had to move many times. Everywhere we've settled, they destroyed. This will take us to a room hidden in the roots of the Whomping Willow. Okay, so who's we? Oh, you'll see. Oh, this is what I mean with fanfiction like or whatever. How he talks to Snape, and that of course Snape gets told that he was the bravest man ever, and that Harry liked what he did in the end, and that he named his son after him. It's so stupid. I don't know, it's just so silly, and I'm scared of what happens next. Act 3, Scene 6, Campaign Room. Scorpius is pinned to the table by a rather magnificent looking Hermione. Her clothes faded, her eyes blazing. She's full warrior now, and it rather suits her. Ron runs in, his hair spiked, his clothes scruffy. He's slightly less good at the rebel look than Hermione is. Snape, a royal visit, and he sees Scorpius and is immediately alarmed. What's he doing here? He fumbles out his wand. I'm armed and all the dangers, and seriously advise you. He realizes his wand is around the wrong way and turns it right. Should be very careful. He's safe, Ron. Ron looks at Hermione, who nods. Oh, thank Dumbledore for that. This is what I mean. Like, Ron is so stupid and not even that funny. But he's reduced to like being the clown and the comedic relief and everything. And it doesn't work. Like, that is an insult to Ron as a character. How he was in the books, even how he was in the movies. Ron, what did they do to you? And Snape, what does Snape do in this other world? I'm dead, presumably. How? Bravely. Who? Voldemort. How very irritating. There's a silence as Snape digests this. Still, there's glory being taken down by the Dark Lord himself, I suppose. I'm sorry, Severus. Snape looks at her and then swallows the pain. He indicates Ron with a flick of his head. Well, at least I'm not married to him. For that no risk is too great, though I'm sorry that it will cost you. Sometimes costs are made to be borne. To look at each other, Snape nods, Hermione nods back. I didn't just quote Dumbledore, did I? I'm pretty sure that's pure Severus Snape. This whole conversation between Scorpius and Hermione, Ron and Snape, it feels, I don't know, Snape feels out of character because, you know, I don't know if it's because he's out in the open and he can admit that he's, you know, fighting for the good side and all that, but he feels so out of character to a certain degree. Like, he made some sort of joke, he, I don't know, makes silly philosophical quotes. He doesn't feel right. Like, he just doesn't feel right. And I'm saying this as someone who doesn't like him very much as a person. Like, he's a good character, but as a person, I don't like him. But even this feels out of character for him, I feel, to a certain degree. I don't know, it just feels weird. Act 3, Scene 9, Edge of the Forbidden Forest. They all return from time at the edge of the forest and Ron is in a lot of pain. Snape looks around, immediately aware of the mess they're in. A Dementor swoops down low over them and settles in front of Scorpius. Think of something else, Scorpius. Occupy your thoughts. Listen to me, Scorpius. Think about Albus. You're giving up your kingdom for Albus, right? Scorpius is helpless, consumed by all the Dementors is making him feel. I couldn't save Harry for Lily. So now I give my allegiance to the cause she believed in. And it's possible that along the way, I started believing in it myself. Scorpius smiles at Snape. He steps decisively away from the Dementor. This is what I'm talking about. Snape feels so weird if you see him like this. I don't know if it's because I'm just not used to hearing Snape talk like this or behave like this, but this feels so, I don't know, sentimental, and I can't see him saying stuff like that. It's so weird. Suddenly Dolores Umbridge emerges in front of them. Professor Snape! There's a moment of pure silence and then Snape does something hugely unusual. He smiles. Would he do that? Dolores Umbridge rises off the ground. She opens her arms wide, full of dark magic. She takes out her wand. I don't know why, but it sounds funny. I'll keep them at bay for as long as I can. Thank you for being my light in the darkness. Snape looks at him, every inch a hero. He softly smiles. To Albus Severus, I'm proud he carries my name. Now go. This is, again, feels like fan fiction because it's so sentimental and all the feels, and it's stuff you always imagine people would say or could say if they were in that situation, but it also feels wildly out of character or just not quite right. You know what I mean? It's just so emotions, you know? Act 3, Scene 10, Hogwarts, Headmistress's office. Draco, Ginny and Harry stand behind a contrite-looking Scorpius and Albus. Professor McGonagall is fuming. Suddenly Hermione bursts in, all action and resolve. What did I miss? It is considered polite to knock when entering a room, Hermione Granger. Maybe you missed that. If I could also give attention to you, Minister, I would. Keeping all of the tunt and of all the stupid things. In my defence, on the bookcase. You kept on the bookcase, it's almost laughable. Yeah, you know what? McGonagall called her out, I like that. Okay, so we had a bunch of reunions and we had a useless dream sequence again, and I'm noticing how I'm getting more and more annoyed by this play. So let's move on. Act 3, Scene 13. Harry and Ginny Potter's house, kitchen. Harry is in a horrible state, petrified by what he thinks his dreams are telling him. Harry looks at her, he touches his scar, her face folds. Harry, is Albus still in danger? Harry's face grows wide. I think we all are. Bum bum bum! Yeah, we still got the whole Voldemort business to deal with. Act 3, Scene 16, Hogwarts, Owlery. Scorpius and Albus emerge onto a roof bathed in silver light. There's soft hooting all around them. Delphi smiles at them sadly and then takes a time turner. She looks at it and her expression changes. Oh, nice mark. What? Delphi's cloak has loosened and an augury tattoo is visible on the back of her neck. on your back, I had noticed it before. The wings. Is that what the muggles call a tattoo? Oh, yes, well, it's... Hang on. Is that what the muggles call a tattoo? You can't tell me that the wizarding world doesn't have tattoos. And, like, I'm sure it does, and I'm pretty sure they call it tattoos as well. Like, why would they call it anything else? Like, that's what I said. Don't know if I said it in this one or in the other part. This is what I meant by not everything needs a separate name for, like, in the Muggle world and in the Wizard world. Like, you know, some things are just the same, you know? It's not, like, I know Sirius Black has tattoos in the movies. I'm pretty sure they still call them tattoos or something. I don't know, it just feels stupid. A slow smile grows on Delphi's face. The augury, I rather like that. Delphi? She's too quick. Leveling her wand, she repels Scorpius, and she is far stronger. Scorpius tries to keep her back, but she quickly overpowers him. Who would have thought that the one new character we've never met before turns out to be our villain? Big surprise. But why? What? Who are you? Albus, I'm the new past. She pulls Albus's wand from him and snaps it. I'm the new future. She pulls Scorpius' wand from him and snaps it. I'm the answer this world has been looking for. And this is, if you didn't think things were already bad, this is where they get worse, like super worse. Act 3, Scene 17, Ministry of Magic, Hermione's office. Ron is sitting on Hermione's desk eating porridge. This description, I'm like, Ron, what have they done to you? Why couldn't they write Ron correctly just a bit? Act 3, Scene 18, St. Oswald's home for old witches and wizards. Amos's room. Harry walks in, wand outstretched, with Draco. Yes, I am. I don't have a niece. This stops Harry. Yes, you do. A nurse works here. Your niece, Daphne Diggory. I know I don't have a niece because I never had any brothers and sisters, and nor did my wife. We need to find out who she is. Now. We don't want to know who she is, believe me. We don't want to know, we don't need to know. Act 3, Scene 19, Hogwarts, Quidditch pitch. We open on Delphi, enjoying every second of her changed identity. Where there was discomfort and insecurity, now there's just power. I don't just want you to stop him, I want you to humiliate him. He needs to fly out of the maze naked on a broomstick made of purple feather dusters. Humiliation got you there before and it'll get us there again. And the prophecy will be fulfilled. Wasn't aware that there was a prophecy. You have seen the world as it should be, Scorpius, and today we're going to ensure its return. We won't obey you, whoever you are, whatever you want us to do. Hang on. So is there a prophecy? Or is he just taking that alternate reality as a prophecy? I'm so confused by this. Act 3, Scene 20, Triwizard Tournament, Maze, 1995. The maze is a spiral of hedges that don't stop moving. Delphi walks determinedly through it. Behind her, she drags Albus and Scorpius, their arms bound, their legs reluctantly moving. Scorpius and Albus then turn as one and stare in astonishment at where the bolt came from a young, good-looking lad of 17 or so. Even Cedric is in this. Like, literally everyone makes a cameo. Except my favourite characters, but you know, that's fine. Act 3, Scene 21. How many scenes does this act have? Send Oswald home for old witches and wizards. Delphi's room. Harry, Hermione, Ron, Draco, and Ginny look around a simple oak panel room. Ginny unscrews a lamp chimney from an oil lamp. There's a breathing out noise and then hissing words. They all turn towards it. What was that? I'm not supposed to be understanding. That's parcel tongue. And what does it say? I haven't been able to understand parcel tongue since Voldemort died. And nor has your scar hurt. So, what's their explanation for him understanding parcel tongue again? Because, you know, wasn't it like that part of Harry died when Voldemort got killed, and that's why he can't speak parcel tongue anymore? Wasn't that the explanation? Like, I mean, sure, you could say because Delphi is there again, and Delphi is, well, we find that out what she is later. But that doesn't make sense because Delphi isn't Voldemort. So how can Harry understand parcel tongue again? That doesn't make sense. Just as so many other things don't make sense in this play. But why does she need Scorpius or Albus? Because I'm a parent who hasn't seen his child, hasn't understood his child. Who is she to be obsessed with all this? I think I've got the answer to that. Ooh, now it's coming, people, it's coming. They all turn to her, she points up, their collective faces sink further and fill with fear. Words are revealed on all the walls of the auditorium, dangerous words, horrible words. I will rebirth the monk, I will bring my father back. No, she can't. How's it even possible? Voldemort had a daughter. I've tried so hard to keep this together. They look up terrified, Ginny takes Harry's hand. No, not that. Anything but that. We cut to black, and that's the end of Act 3. And here we have the... Oh, God, this is still finished. This reveal still makes me... I don't even know what it makes me angry. It makes me laugh, obviously. This is... I remember, this is one of the few things I actually distinctly remember when I read this for the first time, and then they said that, and I had to put the book down for like a minute, because I was like, okay, that's a thing now. Like, this is so stupid that Voldemort had a daughter. That makes no sense in so many ways. And we don't even have all the details yet, like who the mother is and everything. I mean, I know who it is, but it'll come up. But the reality of this idea alone, that Voldemort had a child. It's just wrong. It's wrong in I can't even count the ways in which this is wrong. So let's move on to the last part of this play. Act 4. Scene 1. Ministry of Magic, Grand Meeting Room. There's one truth we can't escape, that somewhere in our past a witch is trying to rewrite everything we ever knew. And all we can do is wait for the moment she either succeeds or fails. And if she succeeds, then just like that, most of the people in this room will be gone, will no longer exist, and Voldemort will rule again. You know, at this point, I'm probably fine with that alternate reality. Let's just have that. Act 4, Scene 2, Scottish Highlands, Aviemore train station, 1981. Albus and Scorpius are looking at a station master apprehensively. In 24 hours' time, Voldemort curses himself trying to kill the baby Harry Potter. Delphi is trying to prevent that curse. She's going to kill Harry herself. We need to get to Godric's Hollow. Now. Okay, but this only works if she kills the baby, like, in secret, without Lily protecting him and everything, right? Because if she's just trying to do the same, then Lily is still there protecting him. That would actually be quite fun that that's the solution, that Lily is still there and it doesn't work because, you know, Lily and love and everything. Anyway, this plan is stupid. Let's move on. Act 4, Scene 4, Ministry of Magic, Harry's office. Harry's hurriedly going through paperwork. Good evening, Harry. Oh, Dumbledore's back, hooray! Because there weren't enough nostalgic cameos. Harry looks up at the portrait of Dumbledore, his face passive. Oh yeah, like Harry and Dumbledore are having like a big fight, conversation sort of, where Harry finally calls him out, and I kind of like that. Love blinds us? Do you even know what that means? Do you even know how bad that advice was? My son is fighting battles for us, just as I had to for you. And I've proved as bad a father to him as you were to me. Leaving him places he felt unloved, growing in him resentment he'll take years to understand. If you're referring to Private Drive, then years I spent alone without knowing what I was or why I was there, without knowing that anybody cared. I did not wish to become attached to you. Protecting yourself, even then. You know, isn't there this theory that like Dumbledore or something sent him to Privet Drive on purpose? I think there's like this Harry Potter theory that Dumbledore sent him there on purpose. I don't know why exactly what the details are of this, but you should look that up. That one's actually quite interesting. Dumbledore attempts to reach out of the portrait, but he can't. He begins to cry, but tries to hide it. Everyone gets super emotional in this. I don't know how I feel about that. You walked uncomplainingly along the path that had been laid at your feet. Of course I loved you. I knew that would happen all over again. And where I loved, I could cause irreparable damage. I'm no fit person to love. I'd never love without causing harm. And they still won't show it to us in Fantastic Beasts, you cowards! It's all I have to offer you tonight. He begins to walk away. Don't go! Those that we love never truly leave us, Harry. There are things that death cannot touch. Paint, and memory, and love. Call back again with that line, because we didn't have enough callbacks. Sorry, I'm not very good at small talk. Do you mind if we skip on to the serious business? Of course. What serious business? Do you think Theodore Nott had the only time turner? What? Oh yeah, this is where they out of nowhere start saying, oh yeah, there are actually still lots of time turners, even though all of them got destroyed in the Ministry of Magic. Act 4, Scene 6, Harry and Ginny Potter's house, Albus's room. Harry is sitting on Albus' bed, Ginny enters, she looks at him. I shouldn't have survived. It was my destiny to die. Even Dumbledore thought so, and yet I lived. I beat Voldemort, all these people, my parents, Fred, the fallen fifth. Really, we call all the people, all the brave people who died in that battle fallen 50. Also, I'm pretty sure there were more than 50. I don't know how I feel about that. And it's me that gets to live. How's that? All this damage. It's my fault. Act 4, Scene 10, Godric's Hollow, Church, 1981. The group are gathered and full of confusion. Do you know what I'm really good at? There's plenty you're good at, Albus. Polyjuicing, and I think Bethilda Backshot may have all the ingredients for Polyjuice potion in her basement. We can Polyjuice into Voldemort and bring her to us. I'm so sorry. That sounds preposterous. Use Polyjuice potion to turn to Voldemort. I forgot about that. Harry takes it, doesn't he? This is... I don't know, I just think it's hilarious. To use Polyjuice, you need a bit of someone. We don't have a bit of Voldemort. But I like the concept. Pretend mouse for her cat. How close can we get through Transfiguration? We know what he looks like. We've got some excellent wizards and witches here. You want to transfigure into Voldemort? It's the only way. It is, isn't it? Is it, though? Is it? Act 4, Scene 11, Godric's Hollow, Church, 1981. Ron, Hermione, Draco, Scorpius, and Albus stand at the window looking out. Ginny can't look, she sits further back. Albus notices Mum sitting apart, he walks over to her. Yeah, now they have to observe Harry Voldemort doing whatever it is he does. It's gonna be great. Delphi emerges behind him, she's compelled to him. This is her father, and this is the moment she's waited for her entire life. And this is the moment that every Harry Potter fan is trying to forget for the rest of their life. Lord Voldemort, it is me. I am following you. I do not know you. Leave me. She breathes deeply. I am your daughter. If you were my daughter, I'd know of you. Delphi looks at him imploringly. Oh God, here it is. I'm from the future. I can't say that. the child of Bellatrix Lestrange and you. I was born in Malfoy Manor before the Battle of Hogwarts, a battle you're going to lose. I've come to save you. It was Rodolphus Lestrange, Bellatrix's husband, who, on return from Azkaban, told me who I was and revealed the prophecy he thought I was destined to fulfill. I am your daughter. Oh, God. No. Who is buying this? Whose idea was this, and why did J.K. Rowling say, yeah, this is fine? How dare you even put this idea into anyone's head that Voldemort and Bellatrix conceived a child? Like, the proper way? If so, ew. In another way, in a weird magic way? If so, ew, and how? And, oh God, this is... I know I keep saying this is wrong in so many ways. This is just wrong in every conceivable way. This is wrong. And I'm still not over this 3 years later, especially just the way she says it, like, blurts it all out, what happened, all the exposition, dumps it all down, and it's just, this is so bad. It's so bad. Okay, now that we all had a good laugh, let's see what happens with Voldemort's daughter. Delphi effortlessly rises into the air. Harry/Voldemort steps back, amazed. I'm the augury to your dark lord, and I'm ready to give all that I have to serve you. You learned flight from me. Was flight like a Voldemort specific thing? Could only he do that? I don't remember this being like a Voldemort specific thing. But put something down in the comments below if I'm right or if I'm totally wrong, because everything's confusing me at this point. Act 4, Season 13. Godric's Hollow, inside James and Lily Potter's house, 1981. And we're in the ruins of a house that has undergone a vicious attack. Hagrid walks through the ruins. Oh, okay, so we're doing that whole thing. Oh, yes! I remember. It's a very short scene. It's just Hagrid finding the baby and everything. But I remember getting excited when I read this for the first time because I thought, oh, are we gonna get a Sirius Black cameo? Because, you know, I thought this was the moment when Sirius gives Hagrid the motorbike. And I got so excited because I thought, well, with all the other ridiculous cameos we got, why not get a Sirius Black one? But yeah, no, we don't get one. It's just Hagrid, and then he flies away with baby Harry. So Act 4, Scene 14, Hogwarts, classroom. Scorpius and Albus run into a room full of excitement. They slam the door off themselves. Oh God, no, what? Scorpius. Rose Granger Weasley. I asked out Rose Granger Weasley, and she said no. I asked her, I plant the acorn that will go into our eventual marriage. Why though? Why? Not everyone who's best friends in the Harry Potter universe has to marry each other. God, this is so annoying. This is like, even Albus's crush on Delphi is better established than this whole Scorpius Rose thing. So stupid. Act 4, Scene 15. We are nearing the end. This might be the last scene. This is the last scene. And it's just set on a beautiful hill. With Harry and Albus, who walk up on a hill on a beautiful summer's day. They say nothing, enjoying the sun in their faces as they climb. This scene's actually kind of cute because, you know, Harry is trying to make things right between them, and he says how sorry he is, and you know, that's why I like him. He's trying, you know, he's trying really hard. Those names you have, they shouldn't be a burden. Albus Dumbledore had his trials too, you know, and Severus Snape, well, you know all about him. They were good men. They were great men with huge flaws, and you know what? Those flaws almost made them greater. What? I'm not sure if the fact that Snape bullied children as a figure of authority made him a greater person. You know, we can argue about that, or the fact that Dumbledore basically raised a child for slaughter or anything like that. Yeah, those things definitely made those two men greater people. Yeah, that's a good argument. Albus joins his dad in front of Cedric's grave. Harry smiles at his son and looks up at the sky. I think it's going to be a nice day. He touches his son's shoulder, and the two of them, just slightly, melt together. Albus smiles. So do I. And that's the end, the bloody end of this bloody play. You know what, I don't even know what to say. This is... I'm not sure if it's as bad as I remember, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I think I initially gave this like 2 out of 5, and I think I'd still give it the same rating. It's still a 2 out of 5 because, you know, I do like some of the stuff that's in here. Like, I like the adults, I like Harry, I like Draco, I like Scorpius, and some of the dialogue's actually really good and kind of funny even, and some of the, like I said, the stage directions, the stage descriptions, they're cool, they're very beautiful at times even, but like just the story and everything with the kids, it's not just convoluted, it's straight up ridiculous and doesn't make any sense. It contradicts stuff that happens in the Harry Potter books and or the movies. Like, the whole time turner thing is so stupid. Because this is essentially like a time travel story. It doesn't feel like a fantasy Harry Potter story. It's a time travel story with alternate realities. A thing that did not get set up in Prison of Azkaban. So this is why it doesn't make any sense. And all the nostalgia they're trying to cash in on with the cameos and the flashbacks, the dream sequences that are there for no reason. Like, you don't need them. This play, it's just, like I said earlier, I'm sure this is great to watch. I bet this is absolutely gorgeous on stage and very, very entertaining. And that you will probably be a bit more forgiving if you see the story on stage instead of just reading it, because this way you're concentrating much more on the actual story and what's being said than when you watch a play. But still, this is just... I'm still at this point where I'm saying, okay, I'm trying to ignore this happened, even though it says the 8th story. I don't care. I don't need this. Maybe I reread this again in another 3 years down the line, but for now, yeah, it can stay on my bookshelf for another couple of years. So that's my revisit of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I hope you enjoyed it, and you can tell me down in the comments below what you thought of the play when you initially read it, what you think of my thoughts, or if there's anything else left to say, put something down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this 2-part thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.